Welcome. Today our topic is sonnet number 104, which was written by William Shakespeare. Sonnet number 104. Shakespeare has written many sonnets. From that we will see Shakespeare 104 sonnet. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe this channel and click the bell icon which is near to you so that you will get notification of my uploading. Welcome. Today we are going to see sonnet number 104, that is sonnet number 104, which was written by William Shakespeare. Today's topic 104. Okay, we will go for the first stanza. To me, fair friend, you never can be old, for as you were when first your eye I eyed, such seems your beauty still. Free winter's cold have from the forest shook 3 summers' pride. So here in these 4 lines, here in the first line, that is, to me, fair friend, you never can be old. Here our speaker is telling that, addressing to the youth. We know that till 126 it was dedicated to the young man. So here he addresses to the fair youth, that is young man. He tells this young man that despite the time that might have passed since they met, that he looks no older. So to my fair friend, you never can be old. When I look at you first, how I looked you, same way now after a long time I am seeing you. Now also you are looking same. You never become old. For as you were when first you I eyed. How you were when I saw you first, when I saw I eyed is nothing but I see. I saw that your eye and your appearance, how I saw first, that same thing till continues. It is also, now also it is like that. Such seems your beauty still. So your beauty is still. Your young and young, your beauty is still. 3 winters cold have passed. Have from the forest shook 3 summers pride. And then 3 summers is also over. That is, summer is, it is looks like a pride one. That is also is over. But your age is never changed. You are looking as beautiful as you were first when I saw you. Now, that is, after a 3 cold, after a 3 summer has passed, now also you are looking like that. So this was the first 1 to 4 line express. And here in this first quatrain, Shakespeare uses alliteration. That is fair friend. For he uses the that is a technique, poetic technique, that is a alliteration. So here see how the young man were looking as beauty as when he saw him first, when he looked him first. Till now he is looking like that. Okay. In second stanza, that is the second quatrain. 3 beauteous springs to yellow atamon turned. In process of the season have I seen. 3 April perfumes in their hot Junes burned. Since first I saw you fresh, which yet are green. Okay, see here also he continued to praise his beauty, that is 3 beauteous spring. In the first stanza we saw about the winter and then spring, summer. Here now 3 beauteous springs. Spring is also over. 3 spring is over. And then to yellow atamon turn. That is, yellow atamon is also turned. So he explains the 4 seasons in this poem. In process of the season haven't I seen. So here Shakespeare has explained the 3 season, that is 4 season, that is 3 times it has gone. So maximum it gone 3 years. Maximum we can say it is 3 years. So in process of the season have I seen 3 April perfumes in 3 hot Junes also. But April is nothing but the blooming season where all the flowers bloom and it gives nice fragrance. So only he explains it is a perfumes. April month is a perfume month. And in 3, hot June. Why he explained hot June? It is a summer. The June is very, very hot. That is a summer season. So it all gone, all the time, all the season and years, months have gone 3 times. Since first I saw you fresh, which yet or green. When I saw you first, how fresh you were. That till that freshness is it's there. That is a green. Why he given the green means the green is nothing but which is very, very fresh, which is not a ripe one. For example, if the fruit is in a green in color, it is as fresh as, it is not ripened one. So he compares here to the green. So here in this quatrain, that is their time together has also 3, that is a 3 beauteous spring that become a yellow autumn. They have been together though 3 Aprils which smelled of blooming flowers, and 3 hot Junes that burn under the summer sun. So this is the first time he saw this young man, how he was when his first time he saw that freshness or still appears that way. So the word green in this line refer to the youth as if a fruit has not quite ripened. Okay, in the next quatrain. Ah, yet that beauty, like a dial hand, steal from his figure, and no past perceived. So your sweet hue, which methinks still doth stand, hath motion, and mine eye may be deceived. So here, see, the poet is explaining that here in this 9 to 12, explaining that the speaker changes tactics slightly and acknowledges that although the young man may seem not to have aged, the speaker knows that he has. Time moves slowly, that is dial hand, time moves slowly, so much so that the people cannot see it. It is like a dial hand of a clock. This simile speaks to the power time has and how no pace can perceive. He knows that young man's beauty is also changing. That is, there is a nothing. Pace is nothing but one's journey. There will not be a same in one's life journey. It will change. His sweet hue which appears to stand still, it actually move it. What I am saying, that is sweet hue is nothing but here is appearance. It is I am thinking that it is not changed, but time really it changes. Had motion, and the speaker's eye is deceived. So when it comes to the time, it is sure it is changed. It is never be in the same position. So no matter though, the poet argues in that when we see the last answer, he argues that when I say your beauty is still, but automatically in the inner way the time has changed. Okay, in the next couplet, which where we can see that for fear of which here this thou aged and burned, here you were born was beauteous summer dead. So here unbred is nothing but untrained, unbred is nothing but untrained. So here in the couplet which comes after the turn in the poem, he thinks about the possibility that his eyes have been deceived. He addressed this particular in thou age unborn or the future generation. The speaker tells them that no matter what they see around them, the most beautiful person to have lived is now dead. That is, here in couplet he is telling that no matter, though the poet argues in a concluding couplet, if the youth's beauty has deteriorated, no beauty has ever equaled the youth's appearance, nor will anything in the future outshine his lovely visage. So is telling that he tells them that when they are alive, the most beautiful person to have ever lived will have already died. That is, this is the poem where he addressed to the fair youth who is throughout the text compliment on his beauty. He seems not to have aged the whole time the speaker has known him. Over the last 3 years, he has remained just as fresh and green as when they first met. But the speaker acknowledges towards the end, he knows this can't be the case. All people age and time moves slowly, that he just can't see it. The final 2 lines are addressed to for future generation. He tells that When they are alive, the most beautiful person to have ever lived will have ever already died. So this is what the poem explained, and these poems are very beautiful poem which was written by Shakespeare. If you like this explanation, kindly support me by subscribing to my channel and kindly click the bell icon which is near to you. If you want anything to be explained, you can put it in the comment box so that I will try to explain it. Thank you.